Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Coffee and Cards with Michelle. My name's Michelle Zanovich, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Tuesday and Thursday mornings, I craft with you at 8 o'clock here on my Facebook page, and on Saturdays at 9 to start our days and our weekend with a little crafting fun and creativity. Today is Casing Tuesday, and as most of you know, that means that I am part of the Casing Tuesday Facebook group, and we case a picture out of the catalog. Today, over on my blog at www.makingmemorieswithmichelle.com, you will find the sketch out of the annual catalog that we've been or will be casing today. Now, today I'm using this beautiful new Life is Beautiful stamp set, and I absolutely love it. Anything with trees, and I have to have it. Anytime I've moved, and I've moved several times in my life, I've lived in Southern California and Spokane, Washington, Sacramento, New Jersey, and then here in North Carolina. The one thing that I must have are trees. It would be really hard for me to ever live in the desert. Even though it's beautiful and a great place to visit, I would have a hard time living there because there aren't any trees. So we're going to work today with the Life is Beautiful stamp set. Again, the sketch and all of the information that you need to recreate this project or to craft along with the Casing Tuesday group can be found over on my blog at www.makingmemorieswithmichelle.com. The first thing you need is a piece of Whisper White thick cardstock, and this is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. Next, I have a piece of Early Espresso, and we're going to take the new Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and we're going to open it up like so. And I have the subtle embossing folder and a piece of Early Espresso. I'm just going to put this in here. Can y'all see? Oh. Now on Saturday, I explained how to use these folders. Number 1 is the die cutting plate. Okay, and then numbers 3 and 4. Now 4 we talked about, and remember these are all written here, right? So for using with the dies for cutting, we use plates 1, 2, and then the 3 cutting plates. And then with the standard embossing folder, you use 1 and 3, and then with the 3D embossing folders, you're going to use 1 and 4, and it's always right here in front of you on the base plate. All right, so this is a 3D embossing folder, so it should be able to go with my gray number 4, and I'm going to line that up here and just kind of feed it through, and it doesn't even need a good push, and it's sliding this morning because I have it on my grid paper, so I'm going to move that out of the way just to finish this up. Yes, my table needs. Okay, so this is why I wanted to show you this. Now we think this is the old 3D embossing folder, so if it's not going to go, please don't force it. Okay, so then I'm just going to take number 3 because it's a little bit thinner, and look at that. All right, so if you have the old 3D embossing folders, make sure that you don't force it. Even though it says number 4, grab your number 3 if it's too tight, and look, it works just fine. Okay, so that's a great tip for you. Again, just like with the old Big Shot, if it felt like you were exerting too much force or that it was going to break, don't force it and try a different sandwich. Okay, so now I've got my Early Espresso 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to adhere that right to my card or my card base. Okay, come on, good morning. There we go. morning, everyone. Priscilla's here, and Kathy, Diane, Debbie, Alexandra. Wonderful. It's so good to see you guys this morning. Okay, and there we go. Next, I have another piece of early espresso and a piece of this really lovely striped Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper. Now, it's really hard to see. I'm going to show you this side, right? This is some gold, it looks like copper, bronze, metallics. But on this side, you can actually see a little bit of embossing there. And it comes from the metallic on this side. So you get double embossing. It's very cool. And I'm going to use the stripes today. Now this is, the measurements that I used are very close to what the Casing Tuesday group did, but I made mine just a little bit easier. And you'll see the difference when you pop over to my blog. I'll have a picture of it. I wasn't into all the cutting that was on the card today, so I decided to do it a little differently. You know me, I like to be different. Thanks, Priscilla. That is lovely DSP, or Designer Series paper. I couldn't agree more. All right. Next, I have a 3x3 piece of Very Vanilla, and I'm going to use an old technique today, and one that I love every single autumn, okay? So what I'd like you to do, first of all, we're going to take some Sahara sand. And again, the Life is Beautiful stamp set has this little swooshy thing down here. And this I'm going to use as some dirt, basically, right? Some earth. Then I'm going to use this tree stamp, and I'm going to use the leaves. We're going to throw in a little birdhouse and a sentiment. So we're using quite a few stamps from here. And we're doing quite a bit of stamping, but nothing too complicated. Plus, one of my favorite techniques for fall. Okay, so I'm going to stamp. I'm going to start right over here. And then you can turn it over, and it just kind of fills in and adds a little texture. Okay, and then I'm going to fill in the holes. All these little gaps over here. Okay. And this, by doing this, you're going to add just some subtle layers of ink so that it looks like it's not just solid earth, okay? And you might be able to see that a little bit. Next, I have my large tree stamp. And because this is a small piece, I only want a little bit, so I didn't grab my biggest block. And I'm going to stamp that in soft suede. Just like that. Oh, I do need a little bit more. All right. Okay, and I kind of want it off the paper a little bit on the top and the sides. Like that. Ooh, that would make a spooky Halloween tree. Okay, then I have my little birdhouse, and I'm going to stamp that in real red. We have lots of cardinals here in North Carolina, so we're going to go with the real red and just give that a little stamp there. And next I have my leaves, okay? And I said we were going to use an old technique, and that means I've got my Lightning McQueen baby wipes out here, and I'm going to take 2 or 3, looks like 3. Oops. autumn leaves should be lots of color, and they should be full of textures. Okay, so I'm just folding those baby wipes. Maybe I was off camera, sorry. So I'm just folding those baby wipes up, and I'm using just 3 colors today. I have pumpkin pie, crushed curry, and Cajun craze. Excellent colors for fall, and I'm going to start with my darkest color first and just add a few drops all around. Okay, I don't even count. I don't know how many they are. Nothing ever looks the same twice, especially with this technique. Then my second darkest color is pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to add a few in some spots where it was missing. And then finally, a couple drops of Cajun craze. And this, my friends, is why I absolutely love having some re-inkers on hand. Okay, it's so easy just to grab it. Don't want that to be wet. And now I'm going to use the baby wipes as my palette and kind of blend it around, smushing it around, and stamp. Okay, and I've got some ink down on the bottom, so I'm going to take my baby wipe and just wipe that off so it doesn't get all over my card, okay? And then I'm going to kind of maneuver it a little bit so it looks a little fuller. And it looks like things are falling, right? We want some fall leaves. And we can add a few more, okay? This is apparently early autumn, where the leaves haven't quite fallen all the way yet, and I'm going to add some down here. And just a few down here. I love that technique, okay? And then I'm just going to throw that in the trash. And finally, Lightning Michelle in that new fancy car. Hey, I love that new car. All right, early espresso. I'm going to stamp a sentiment right across. This sentiment says it all. Life is beautiful. Okay. This is a little wet, so I'm going to fold that up. All right, bring my card base back in. And I have a piece of early espresso. Both of these are cut to 3 by 3. This, my friends, is going to go diagonally, and this is going to go right on top, like that. Okay? So again, just kind of get it lined up. You don't want it to hang over the edges. Okay? And then I'm going to see if I can find some dimensionals. There they are. I'm not going to add too many today. That is a big tree stamp, and it takes up a lot of space, but I didn't want a lot of space today. I just wanted a little bit. Okay. And there we go. Life is beautiful. Casing Tuesday, the Life is Beautiful stamp set. I hope you enjoyed today. I hope you enjoyed this technique. The Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper really makes this stand out and finishes it up quite well. You can get both the Life is Beautiful, the Gilded Autumn Designer Series paper, the subtle embossing folder, all over on my store, which is at makingmemories.stampinup.net. And the new Stampin' Cut emboss folder or machine will be available starting in September. So have a great day, everyone. I'll see you right back here Thursday at 8 o'clock for Coffee and Cards. Take care. Bye-bye.